This week on our show, we go far and wide to show you some great destinations that we've been saving just for you. We begin in Colorado Springs, where we found a unique hotel geared to pedal power. Then we take the long flight to Hoonah, Alaska, and one of the newest cruise destinations in that great state. Then we're back down to the lower 48 in Phoenix, where we visit one of the most talked about homes in Arizona, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. Then finally, you're all invited to join me for a personal vacation to 3 of America's greatest national parks. The saddlebags are packed, the truck all gassed up, and we are ready to go. Coming up next, we're headed to a place we've never heard of before, certainly have never been here before, and the only way to get here is either fly in or come by boat or cruise ship. It's called Hoonah, Alaska, and it turned out to be one of our favorites. We'll show it to you when we come back. We might not have known exactly what to expect at Icy Point Strait, but right off the bat, we realized it was going to be something special. As we walked from the cruise ship to the village, we were greeted by these Hoonah Tlingit dancers in their colorful red cloaks. It was a great way to start our exploration of this interesting spot that has played such an important role to these native peoples. Forced from their original land because of glaciers, the natives moved permanently to this cliffside village where they'd been fishing for years, and they later named it Hoonah, which means where the north wind does not blow. Some of you may also recognize the Hoonah port from the Discovery show, Alaskan Bush People. Today, this peaceful green oasis known as Icy Strait Point is a tourist attraction, and since 2004 has been welcoming cruise ships to its shores. The beauty of this setup is that, unlike other places you may visit in Alaska, only one cruise ship at a time is allowed on Icy Strait, so you can enjoy it without big crowds.
This cannery was built in 1912. Most canneries that you ever went to, even all the ones that are gone, they had a stream or a river running through it to provide water, but this one was different, and they had to build a series of dams up the mountain up here, and then that's how they got their fresh water.
After years of being closed up, the cannery has been restored, and today offers visitors a glimpse into the process of salmon canning. But as with anything, the salmon canning business had its ups and downs, especially at a time when the Alaskan waters were being overfished. That led the person in charge of the cannery to make the tough decision to close, which he almost immediately regretted.
What happened is they canned salmon up until 1953. And then the superintendent, who was a woman at the time, her name was Janine Welch, she decided not to can in 1954. And she leased all of her tenders to another company and released all her fishing boats to fish for this other company. And she couldn't have guessed, but at the time, the largest run of chum salmon in history came in the next spring into this bay. And she was standing on that dock right there in tears, watching her boats catching all that fish and her tenders taking it to some other cannery.
Today, Icy Strait Point preserves much of the culture of the Hoonah Tlingit, and what better way to enjoy this unique village by the sea than by just walking along the shoreline or hiking to the backcountry. There are also an abundance of ways to get out on the water during your visit, and the chances of spotting humpback and killer whales are pretty darn good, at least for most people. With restaurants and shopping and even a craft beer microbrewery, this is a great way to spend an afternoon, and especially knowing the money made here is what supports the community. Another great way to enjoy the sights might just be from above. A big draw for tourists is the chance to soar above the island on zip lines. You can fly down one of 6 lines, which are not only North America's highest, with a 1,300-foot drop, but they are also the longest, stretching 5,330 feet, which of course is more than a mile long. Another option is to get out on the water at Icy Point in rowboats or kayaks to enjoy the 40 miles of wilderness that's open to paddle. But whatever you decide to do during your Alaska visit, take it from me, Icy Strait Point was one of the best surprises we had. So whether you come for a quick visit or stay for a day, make a point to visit this one-of-a-kind place.